Rabbi, the books you gave us during earlier, and I'm reading it, it's about coincidences.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the truth, I'm very disturbed with that because when I read it, it seems that a coincidence or an angel, and it saved people's lives. And now, if I can just just bear with me for a couple of minutes, I'll tell you how I was affected by it. We're married well over 50 years. I had grown up in Arizona, in Tucson. When I came back, I went to my first Pesach with my wife's family. And my father-in-law had this book by Hertz. I was allowed to look at it, but I couldn't take it home. And I wanted that book because one sentence in Hertz's book, and he has 2 books, one sentence called for 3 paragraphs, and I wanted that. As it turned out, my father-in-law went to Israel within that year, and I felt I wanted it. And I worked in the post office, and I had jackets and tie. I worked in an office. One day, for some unexplained reason, everyone in the counting department was sent downstairs to the mails. How dare they send me down to the mails? You know, I felt that was important. At any rate, I go down there, and you got 100 people, 1,000 people boxing mail. So I was insulted. I sit down next to this guy. We start talking, and I tell him that my father-in-law is Orthodox, and he had a book, and he says it was 2 books, and it was so explicit. He says, "Are you talking about Hertz?" I said, "Rabbi Hertz?" "Yes." He said, "Well, I tell you, I have 2 books, and I'd like to get rid of them." "You would?" "Yeah." I said, all right. How much do you want?" He says, "It's $3. $3. This was a long time.
That was a lot of money then. Yeah.
And so it happened that I went back. The next day, I went down and got it. What were the odds of me sitting next to this man? What were the odds that they had to send everyone down to the mails?
So what are you disturbed about? What's disturbing you? You say you're disturbed by
because
this?
the book that you gave us, Harriet and I, it's about coincidences or angel work. So his last words to me were, "How do you know it's just a coincidence that you sat next to me?"
There's no such thing in Judaism as coincidence. No such thing.
So now I dismissed it, but because I'm reading the book that you gave us.
What kind of book?
You gave us a book about.
No, I'm saying, but I think the book is talking about. Don't think it's coincidence. It's God's hand.
Yeah, but I'm uncomfortable. Was I worthy to have an angel?
God works for angels. God Himself did it, not an angel.
Why me?
Why you? Because He wanted.
Why me?
Because God loves you. That's why. Your children.
No, I mean, I.
Would you do that for your own child? Give them a book, if they wanted it?
Yeah.
So you're God's child. He gives you the book also. You're His child, so you want the book.
Am I that important?
Yes. Every Jew is very important. Our rabbis tell us every person should say, "The world was created because of me." If you would be the only person, God would have created the world because He created Adam and Eve.
I don't know what to say. No, I mean it. I grew up with a different climate during the war. So
You didn't realize how important you are.